Hey artists, it's Kayla. Last video you explored tints, shades, and wet-on-wet blending with Caroline. Today we're putting those skills into action to create a smooth 7-step value scale. Let's get started. In this video, you'll see how to create a value scale using acrylic paint. I'll demonstrate how to mix and apply 7 distinct values from light to dark, then use wet-on-wet blending to create smooth transitions between them. After this demonstration, you'll create your own value scale. Pay close attention and feel free to revisit this video anytime for guidance. First, let's look at the materials and setup so you'll know how to prepare when it's your turn. I'm wearing my smock to protect my clothing, and my counter is covered with newspaper to keep things clean. For this lesson, you'll need a pencil and eraser, a ruler, black and white acrylic paint, a palette, a flat or angled paintbrush, canvas, a cup of water, paper towels, and the value scale reference from your skills practice activity on day 1. Next, I'll prepare my canvas so each value has its own space. Using a pencil and ruler, I'll measure a rectangle that's 7 inches long and 1 inch tall. And then I'll divide it into 7 1-inch squares. I'm numbering the squares from 1 to 7, moving left to right. Square 1 is my lightest value, so I'm going to label it with an L. And square 7 is my darkest value, so I'll label a D for dark. Before I begin mixing, I want to remember the difference between tints and shades. Now, tints are made by adding white to create a lighter value, while shades are made by adding black to create darker values. So my goal here is to mix 7 distinct values that move gradually from light to dark. I'll start by setting up my palette using 2 base colors, black and white, the extremes of our value scale, with white as the lightest value and black as the darkest. I'm going to place a generous amount of white paint on the left side of my palette and black on the right, leaving space between them to mix the 5 remaining values. Using just the tip of my brush, I'll scoop and mix equal parts black and white to create a medium gray. This mixture sits directly between our 2 extremes, so I'll use this as the starting point to mix the rest of my tints and shades. On my value scale reference, this mixture should closely match value number 4. As I mix the remaining values, I'll compare them back to this to keep my steps consistent from light to dark. Each time I switch between colors or mixtures, I'm rinsing my brush in my water cup and wiping it on a paper towel to make sure it's clean. This helps keep each value pure as I'm mixing. I'll build the lighter values first using an even mixing ratio. I'll mix this middle gray with an equal amount of white paint to create value number 3. Before scooping more paint, I'll rinse and wipe my brush again so the mixtures stay clean. Next, I'll take some of this new mixture, value number 3, and add an equal amount of white to create an even lighter value, which should closely match value number 2 on my reference scale. Now that the lighter side of the scale is taking shape, I can start mixing the darker values or my shades. First, I'll go back to my middle gray. Then, I'll add a small amount of black paint. Because black is very strong and can overpower lighter mixtures, I'll add it little by little, adjusting my mixture until it matches value number 5. To create value number 6, I'll repeat the same process, adding a little bit more black to value 5, adjusting the mixture until it matches value number 6. the final value of my scale will remain pure black, which becomes value number 7. Before I begin applying my paint, I'll rinse my brush thoroughly in my water cup and wipe it on my paper towel. Since I just work with my darker values, I want to avoid accidentally darkening my lighter mixtures. Now that my values are mixed, I can apply them to my canvas. It's important to remember that acrylic paint dries quickly and becomes permanent once it dries. For wet-on-wet blending to work, acrylic paint needs to stay wet, so I'll work fairly quickly while my values are still fresh. To keep my value scale organized, I'll apply my values in sequence from light to dark, starting with my lightest value, white, and filling in square number 1. Even though this value is pure white, I still need a smooth layer of wet paint so it can blend into value number 2. Before moving to the next value, I'm rinsing my paintbrush in my water cup. After rinsing, I'll wipe my brush on my paper towel to check that it's clean before dipping it into the next mixture. Next, I'll dip my brush into value number 2 and begin filling it in the second square. I'm spreading the paint evenly across the entire space. Before blending, I'll quickly rinse my brush in the water and gently wipe off the extra. This will help keep my brush clean so that my values blend smoothly instead of getting muddy. Now that these values are both applied and still wet, I can blend them together. This is where my flat brush becomes especially helpful. Using the flat edge of my brush, I'm gently moving it back and forth where the two values meet. I'm using small, gentle strokes to soften the edge between them. I'm careful not to overwork my paint, just a few light strokes can help my values blend together. Before moving on, I'll rinse my brush again and wipe it on my paper towel so it's clean for my next value. I'll apply value number 3 to the next square, filling the entire block with an even layer of paint. Now while the paint is still wet, I'll gently blend the edge where values 2 and 3 meet, using the same light strokes with the flat edge of my brush. I'll continue the same process across my entire value scale, applying each value, then lightly blending the transition where the two values meet. By the time I reach value number 7, each step should blend softly into the next, while still showing 7 distinct values. Now it's your turn. Using the same process you just saw, you'll mix your own tints and shades to create a 7-step value scale from light to dark. As you work, focus on 2 things: mixing values that are clearly different from one another, and using wet-on-wet blending to soften those transitions between each value. Work steadily while your paint is still wet, and feel free to revisit this video if you need support along the way. I'll see you soon.
Hey!